Good morning, everyone. Well, if you're like me, you like birds. Listen to all the birds. So here is the app that I use to identify birds by their song. So when you open it up, it looks like this. When you first open the app, then it begins right away to record sounds around you, and it gives you a graph like this. Then you can select a little area with your finger and push Analyze, and it will tell you what bird is in that little area of your graph. If you want it to analyze the whole graph, then you just press Select and Analyze, and it'll tell you what birds are there. Then if you want to see a list of all the birds that you've heard, you press here, and you get this one. You can press Show Observations, and it'll show you a list of the birds, or you can push Explore Your Area, and it will give you the list of birds that they know for sure are in your area. When I push Show Observations, it tells all the birds I've heard so far. And this is only at the base camp here in Southern California. I'll read you the list. The house finch, the northern mockingbird, oak titmouse, the Bewick's wren, the roadrunner, the ash-throated flycatcher, we've heard the mourning dove, the Eurasian collared dove, the hooded oriole, the red-shouldered hawk, the western grebe, the rufous-crowned sparrow, and Bell's vireo. We've heard the Anna's hummingbird, the Cooper's hawk, the American bush tit, the California gnatcatcher. I'll tell you a story about the California gnatcatcher sometime. The black-chinned hummingbird, and the Allen's hummingbird. I've also heard the great-tailed grackle, the song sparrow, Nuttall's woodpecker, the blue-gray gnatcatcher, the cactus wren, the phainopepla, a spotted towhee, the Cassin's kingbird, the California towhee, the western kingbird, the American kestrel, the American goldfinch, and the lesser goldfinch. The BirdNET app has identified the Bullock's oriole, the western bluebird, an acorn woodpecker. I've heard the American robin, the white-breasted nuthatch, the killdeer, the California thrasher, and a Say's phoebe. We've heard the wren tit, a house sparrow, a western gull, and a California scrub jay. We've also identified the American crow and the American raven, and the western barn owl. I'm going to see what that one is right now. That was so cool. That was one I haven't heard yet. It's called the yellow-breasted chat. Okay, I promised to tell you a story of the California gnatcatcher. Back in the early 2000s,
I was working for a biologist here in Riverside County. And at that time, the California gnatcatcher was an endangered species. So if we would find that bird on a piece of property, the developers had to mitigate a certain amount of the area of their property that they wanted to develop. What mitigate means is they had to leave it untouched, leave it in a natural state so that these species, they could continue to grow and to repopulate. So at that time, the California gnatcatcher was one of them. The spiny lizard was one, also known as the horny toad, and the Stevens kangaroo rat. So, but lately, I just looked up on this BirdNET app, and the California gnatcatcher is no longer endangered. So that makes me feel happy that the work that I did back in the early 2000s had some small part to play in the fact that the California gnatcatcher has come back. So that's my gnatcatcher story. And one other thing is that, do you know, when I sit in my car in the evening, the gnats are all around and they bite. They itch. So I like those gnat catchers. I like the California gnatcatcher and I like the blue-gray one too. Whatever eats gnats, I like him.
Well, that's it for today, guys. I hear another bird that I haven't heard yet. But I also hear my puppy dogs are ready for their morning walk. And you have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Remember, 2020 is the year of victory. See you later. Adios. Mwah. Bye. Be sure and subscribe.